use the selfie stick so that I'm not right in my face. I am going to try and find. I'm in a weird spot on my computer. Okay, there we go. I think I found it. There we go. I did find it. Yay. Okay. Alrighty. Hello. I accidentally pushed the button on on the handle of the selfie stick. Trying not to say all the time. I got to visit with my grandchildren today. I said the bad word again. Hello. I messaged Cole's Corner and my daughter to see if they wanted to watch the live. I'm trying to make this channel interactive and kind of have to have people interact with me in order to do that. So please message comments, questions, whatever you'd like. Oh, somebody didn't like that. I didn't take any pictures today with the grandchildren. They played outside for a little bit and came inside and watched a little bit of TV and oh, you are there, Cole's Corner. Hello. I sent you a message. And I'm not sure if I was within the 5 minutes because I had to, refill my little tiny cup here. So, how's the weather where you are? Hopefully it's nice. We've got a lot of leaves all over the lawn and sidewalk and all that nice stuff. They're all yellow. I thought they were supposed to be red and orange and all sorts of colors of leaves, but we only have yellow on our sidewalks and lawn. I thought about going up to the main tree that they're falling from and give it a shake because there's still a lot of leaves on that tree. So, like the title of the video says, it's 16 degrees Celsius, and I had to turn on my fan because I'm just too hot. I was doing some poking around on the YouTube site, and I found out that I can actually make videos that I can restrict the people watching them to subscribers. So I think that would be something to do once I hit 150 subscribers, or I want to say 100 because it just seems like that's been my goal forever, and I'm stuck at 65. So yeah, I got to visit my bonus son. Well, visit with him. He came here, and yeah, I've only seen my boys today, all of them. My human grandchildren and my son and my bonus son, which would normally be a son-in-law, but he's just another part of the troop now. So I'm hoping you're no longer delayed where you are, Miss Cole's Corner, and I'm guessing it's at least 9:30 there. 8:30, 9:30. I would have to grab a atlas Or look at a map of Canada and have it show me exactly where Halifax is. Because yes, I'm from Canada, I've lived here all my life, but that doesn't mean I know the entire country like the back of my hand. So, I am still experimenting with the selfie stick. This seems like it looks like a good angle. Can you let me know what you think? As long as I keep everything as is, that shouldn't be too shaky. I can't look at my nose right now. I would love to have interaction so that I can be an interactive channel. I really enjoy that about some of the other channels, is sometimes they'll read comments, and unfortunately a lot of the channels that I watch are very big, so the chat kind of goes very fast and they miss a lot of them. So, I mean, even if you don't like what I'm doing, please let me know, because that way I can, improve or just completely disregard. But at least you'll know you've been heard. It looks like craft night is not going to happen this weekend because it is Thanksgiving in Canada. Let's try that again. Craft night won't be happening this week because this weekend is Thanksgiving in Canada. And I mean, holidays are stressful enough when you have to spend them with family. Or, when you get to spend them with family. Depending on the family. Sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes it's so much stress. My family gatherings, there's not a lot of drinking. Sometimes there's wine with dinner, sometimes there isn't. Which, by the way, is the first time I had alcohol was at, my dad thought he'd bring some class into our household, and found a kind of wine that my mom liked. And we had that with dinner. So, I did not do that with my children. I sampled beer way before I was 18, possibly before I was 10, and didn't like it then, don't like it now. There are some drinks that I like, and there's a lot of drinks that I don't like. Some of our family members drink scotch, and I like the smell of scotch, but I can also tell by the smell that I would not like the taste. So, what else can I talk about? What do I see that's interesting? I see Bones, I have the series of Bones, all 12 seasons on DVD. I have books in front of me, most of which, well, those ones I've read, those ones I haven't. So, what else? I've got a photo album over there. The complete series of Reba. I don't want to leave a lot of dead air. That's why I keep saying all the time. I kind of confused myself last night. I had the selfie stick at the foot of my bed, and part of it is metal, and I couldn't figure out what that cold metal thing was on my feet. So when I did figure it out, I had to laugh at myself because I put it there. Although I'm pretty sure the light was on when I put it there, and it wasn't on when I had that weird metal thing on my feet. Excuse me. So it's 16 degrees out. We haven't had, our winter hasn't started weather-wise here yet. Oh yeah, craft night has been moved to the weekend after Thanksgiving on Saturday. So that will be interesting because my daughter's usually gone all weekend. So she's going to have to make sure everything's cleaned up by Friday. And organized. Because what good is craft night if you don't have a place to sit and, you know, have a spot in front of you that you can do your crafts. So we have a Facebook chat going on with some of the people who were invited to craft night, but not all of them. And I put it out there last night that, excuse me, that I might, I might do a stream from the craft night. And there was only 2 people responded to that. And one of them said that they absolutely objected, so they don't want to be on camera, and I'm not going to mention their name. And the other person said that they don't have a problem with it because they do TikTok stuff. And I was completely unaware of them doing TikTok stuff because I don't have TikTok. So I might take my knitting down there and work on my daughter's blanket because I do have the last ball of wool that I'm going to use for it. And it's one of those ginormous balls of wool. And, well, I wasn't the best knitter when I started, so there's a few spots where I've picked up stitches and where I dropped stitches, so she may have some holes for her toes. But, you know, she's 30. If she can't have that as a top blanket, then I won't take responsibility for that. Getting wool or finding the blanket for my middle child would be harder because I have absolutely no idea where that would be. We have moved quite a few times since I started that blanket. And for my son, I might just let him, hello, spotty internet, that's always fun. Yeah, I might let him pick out a color or some wool that has a pattern of colors, because that's what I did for my middle child. It goes from a very dark blue to a very light blue and pretty much every shade in between. So that will be interesting if I can find that, to get some wool that is the same type of pattern to be able to finish that. And I would have to get quite a few balls of wool to do a blanket for my son. And once I finally finish these for my children, then I might actually work on my bonus child and my grandchildren. But I have an aunt who makes quilts, so they have some fancier blankets than what Gran would make. So, yeah, my aunt makes very, very lovely quilts. I wish I had the skill to do stuff like that, but I don't. I don't have the skill, I don't have the patience, I don't have the follow through. So it's one of the things that I have to work on is finishing stuff that I start. It's pretty much been like that my whole life. The only knitting stuff that I've ever actually finished were scarves. Yeah, one year I gave lots of scarves to people, but my sister made scarves the same year, and hers had hoods on them. Mine were just knit. So hers were better. And warmer. Yeah, we probably wouldn't have done the same thing had we coordinated, but we didn't. So, yeah, and I'm also pretty slow when it comes to knitting. It would take me a week to make a scarf. So, and apparently over 30 years to make a blanket. So, oh, trying to decide if it's been a long day or a short day because I haven't been up for very long. Just a few hours. 5 or 6 hours. And I'm already tired. Not that I did very much, but very tired. So apparently stuff happening around the world is not all good. So this is where I go to escape reality. I still look like me, but I can be whatever I want. As long as it doesn't cost anything. So some of the people watching don't like commenting. I think there's a way to do it without showing your name, but I don't know for sure. If there is, feel free to comment that way. I tried to move some of my hair and it went back and did the same thing. I think I'm on daylight savings time, where I get up later than usual. Hi from Nova Scotia. So what time is it in Nova Scotia? I don't know why I pause after a question, because I know I'm not going to get a verbal answer. Before I came on, there was a thing for StreamYard on 11? Is it just about 11, or... Oh yeah, it's like 2 minutes to. The clock on my computer is 7 minutes slow. So, yeah, it's just about 8, so you are 3 hours ahead of me. How does it feel being in the future? Future. Yes, 3 hours ahead of me, because I'm just living in the past. Wow. Well, the past is much more fun. I had so many less responsibilities when I was in school. Future looks bright. You gotta wear shades? 80s song. Can't remember who sang that. Do you remember that? It wasn't Corey Hart. I wouldn't think it would be very bright at 11 o'clock at night. Future is dark out here. So you made it. Way later than you had anticipated, but you made it. So that's exciting. I am something. Still hot. I'm hoping. Can you let me know if you hear the fan? Big moon and lots of stars. Oh, wow. That's what I wanted to see when I was in small town Alberta, was, how when there's less light pollution, you're supposed to see so many more stars. That was, yeah, we didn't always see so many more stars. See, I missed some of this chat. You did make it. 6-hour trip in 19 hours. You know, it probably almost felt like you could have driven faster. So, I know if you're up north, you're supposed to see more stars, and if you're a lot, like in northern Canada, you're supposed to see a lot more colors with the northern lights. Oh, wow. Do you mean tour a lighthouse? Because that would be awesome. I would love to, walk up the stairs in a lighthouse. So, I don't know. There's something about stairs that curve around. If I'm on the outside, then I'm fine. If I'm on the inside, you have amazing stars at Coles Corner. See, even when I'm in the middle of nowhere, I don't see more stars. Yeah, I don't know if lighthouses are kept, if their upkeep is done properly so that they could have people go up and see what it looks like, where the light actually shines from. The closest I've seen here is there was a watchtower by the old municipal airport in the Kingsway area. Do you just see the green lights, or do you see other colors at Coles Corner? Because I've heard that if you're far enough north, you can hear them, and there's just so many more colors than we get here because we have all the light pollution. And yeah, all we get is different shades of green here in Edmonton and St. Albert. So, but it's always fun to see them because they're not quite as predictable as you'd imagine. Because they're not like stars where they stay put, and excuse me, they're awesome. Well, I don't know if I heard about it or if I read about it, because I mentioned the books that I have read, and a lot of them are by the same author, and she has spent time in Alaska, the northernmost state for the United States, and depending on where in Alaska, I might even be, I'm further north than some parts of Alaska. Excuse me, I got something dark in my eye. That's always pretty, isn't it? I believe you can get calendars with the northern lights on it where they show that there's a lot more colors. I don't know how far north you have to be to see red, but blue and yellow are, they make up green, and it makes sense that there would be blue and yellow for northern lights as well. But seeing the still pictures on a calendar wouldn't tell you which comes first, the blue or the yellow. So, well, if you didn't know what they were the first time you saw it, red would be scary. What the heck? The sky's turning red. So, where we lived for most of our children's growing up, we lived in the same place for, I think, 14 years? Something like that. A long time. There was one time when we were in the end of the rainbow. I don't know if it was the end or the beginning. It must have been the beginning because there was no pot of gold. If you looked out Um, I think it was the side window. The air kind of looked a little, it had a red tinge to it. And then out the back door, it kind of looked a little more yellow, and it looked a different color from the front door, but I don't remember what that was. And it was just so weird because, I mean, you just knew. Oh, take pictures. So yeah, all I have around my house is yellow leaves, and then they'll all turn brown and just be bleh, dead leaves. Not even nicely smelling like potpourri. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. I believe maple leaves might turn red. Oh, you got home. I hope you're not using all your data. Because we might be sharing data. So, I know you're not at home, that you're at your weekend home. Unless you're still shopping. So. Oh, I would love to see. It's hard to tease through messages, sweetheart. I would love to see pictures, like, with the red leaves actually on the trees, and there was a tree in my neighbor's yard growing up where the leaves were so big, the leaves were bigger than our face, and it was just a generic looking leaf. So, yeah, new people live in that house now, and I think I don't think that tree is there anymore. Oh. Okay. Oh, the original Coles Corner. Ah. And that would be in Nova Scotia, correct? So. To be fair, I do know most of the people who are watching that I've met before, and I don't know if Terry's on my Facebook, but everybody else is. So, one of us will have to check that. Yeah. So, did they actually call it Coles Corner in Nova Scotia? Because that would be interesting, but it would also be yeah, well, I'm not going to 97th right now. And that's not the only thing you can take pictures of on 97th. 97th Street in Edmonton does not have a good reputation, but parts of it have pretty trees. Oh, okay. Well, then it doesn't matter. Yeah. A mutual friend of ours just put up 4 pictures on Facebook before I came on. I debated looking at those, but I had already told 2 people that I was going to go live in less than north of Northgate. Well, if you take 97th north of Northgate, I can't speak for some reason. Coles Island, wow. That is awesome. If you go north of Northgate on 97th, then you'll end up on an army base. I can't remember the name of it. Coles Harbor. Well, I kind of thought that you might have gotten Coles Corner because you live near a restaurant called Beach Corner. And my paternal grandmother, my Oma, may or may not have owned that for a period of time. I want to go there too. I haven't been there. Like, if I've been told that she did and that she didn't, and that I was completely crazy for thinking that that happened, but Beach Corner is still open. You don't own the island. Well, you don't. Somebody might. Well, that's how you find out about things, right? First you hear about it, then you decide whether or not you can visit. And if you're lucky enough, then you respond. I thought that was the one that was in the city, just off of 137th Avenue. So, but that one isn't a base anymore. It's just a regular community. And they totally updated the housing. There might still be a few houses that were base housing on there. They were very plain Jane looking. So, no, I think what I'm thinking about is the Nemeo one, because my uncle had a glasses. Okay, so there is actual history with that name. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if your maiden name has some big backstories too. Yeah, that's that one is no longer a base. I believe they named the community Griesbach. So, and they have an elementary school in there and a lot of housing. So, I have family that lives close to there. So, when that change was happening, yeah, we got to see a lot of it, and it did a lot of construction issues with 137th Avenue. So, yeah, it was from, I think, 113th Street down to 97th. And from 137th Avenue to, I don't remember, wherever Meadowlark was. So, not Meadowlark, Castle Downs. So, yeah, it was very big, and very few people knew what it was. My brother tried to sign up for some military stuff before he was 18, and they kept giving him the runaround, and he went down there with my mother, and I was along for the ride for some reason, and we went into this building, and I was basically told to stand back and don't get into any trouble. And my mom and my brother were trying to get him signed up for whatever he was trying to sign up for. And even with my mom's help, he was still given the runaround, so he decided not to. So, I'm not sure when we're going out there, or if we are going to go out one more time this year. We'll have to talk to your dad about that, because gas is not cheap. He is making a change with the vehicle he's driving, so that might make a difference. So, sorry about being shaky yet again, but I had to make an adjustment, so hopefully this is a little bit better angle and I can stay comfortable for a little longer. So, I did warn one of the people who was in our group chat last night not to play the drinking game of taking a shot every time I say because one video would be enough to kill. So, yeah. I will have a lot of fun next week. There's that word again. I have to ask Lizzie if she has included certain people in that invite. I just don't want to do it over YouTube because it's not really fair to share names of people because they might be going somewhere. So, yeah. I don't know. Oh, I confused myself for a little bit. For some reason, I thought that it was a 2-hour time difference, and I was wondering why my alarm hadn't gone off for 9 o'clock yet. So I had to. Funny. It's always nice to hear I'm funny. My usual response is, but looks aren't everything. But I can't say that to Cole's Corner because she thinks I'm just putting myself down. That's just my knee-jerk reaction. So, let's see. I had some boys over. We watched a movie and we watched some Netflix. And then it was time for them to go. First, they didn't want to come into the house, and they didn't want to stay in the house. And then there was a visitor at that point, and they wanted to leave with her. And she couldn't take them because she didn't have a booster seat or a car seat. So I would have, I would have said that they'd have to clear that with parents, though, because when they were expecting Gran to watch grandchildren, it's not really fair to have them who knows where with somebody else. So that would have been a no anyway. Getting the older grandchild in the house so that that guest could leave was very fun. In the 4-letter word way. Yes, it's late there. Yeah, I'm sorry that I was so late getting on. Sometimes it's a very interesting sense of humor. No, they didn't go downstairs at all. So, I don't have permission or not have permission to mention who was here because I didn't ask for permission, which means I don't have it. I don't know. The last time you made that journey, it was like 3 times longer than it should have been. So, if you're here, Craft Night's going to be downstairs. I don't like that one acronym for at the moment because I see ATM and I think money bank machine. So I have to remember the age of the person who says it. Yes. It takes more than a day to adjust to a time difference. So I have family that visits from Ontario sometimes. Actually, the last few times that they've been here to visit, I didn't even get to see them because every time they're here, their time is so planned and packed with activities so that, I'm no longer part of, you know, I'm not one of the kids in the family that's always there now, so I think, no, my brother was the first one to move out on his own. But yeah, I was the first one to get married, the first one to have kids, but not in that order. Yeah, we did everything in our own way. I think the only things that we did the right way were I got pregnant before becoming a mom, and I got engaged before getting married. So, yeah. Well, I hope you give yourself a day or two between coming home and going back to work, because yeah, when you're going to visit people, then you're on holidays and you're not expected to be up when they're up and go to bed when they go to bed. Yeah, that was one of the things that I found kind of funny when our Ontario family came to visit, was that they went to bed before the kids did because of the time difference. And excuse me, when they sleep until noon, sleeping until noon their time is way different than sleeping until noon our time. I don't know. Your room's kind of scary, sweetheart. Yeah, I'm not sure if the boys had a nap today at all. And oh wow, that is too close. My cup fell over. I did not spill. Yay. I'm not sure if they had a nap at all today because, let's see if I can. Sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. There. Oh, all back. Okay. I was trying to make an adjustment to the selfie stick, and I accidentally turned off my screen. And of course my hand went in front of the camera before I did that. So, ugh. Should probably let Cole's Corner and I should probably let Cole's Corner and Terry go to bed at some point, because there we go. I need something to read on. Because we're getting close to midnight where they are, and you know they might be expected to be up before 10 o'clock. Yes, have a good night. Stay safe. Enjoy the scenery. Take pictures. You may or may not be able to video chat with your grandchild. What else? If you're back in time, we'd love to have you for craft night. I'm not quite sure when it's going to start. Probably when people get here and end around the time that they leave. See, a starting time is only an estimate. So, I know you two are in the same room, so, because you usually are. Yeah, I don't have any people coming on to visit today. I will see if that StreamYard thing is still happening on YouTube and see if I can possibly. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll have craft night without you. I know how to get into your suite. I know how to pick the lock. besides, most of the people coming are my friends. So, I think your phone cut out because it wants you to go to bed. So, yeah, I remember my aunt teasing my uncle when they were here visiting from Ontario that if they were at home, he would have slept in till whatever time, and that he was lazy for it. So it was kind of funny. But it was also weird because, time difference. It was, here it isn't nearly that late. So, I will, if I get some interesting content, then, yeah, Sunday or Monday are normal for Thanksgiving. Hey, we are in the weekend, aren't we? Wow. I think I am the turkey this year. I don't know. I don't think we have a turkey. I don't know if we're doing anything fancy. So, if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. And, yeah, I'm going to just message people in the family to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Hope everybody's okay. Because I don't want to invite myself over to things because, life isn't always that great for people, so. You know what? You don't have to bring us the leftovers. That is fine. Because that family there can, they don't need to keep giving stuff to us. I don't know if that's the right way to put it. I think I've had enough Thanksgiving turkeys to be able to have one or two Thanksgivings without. The year that we lived in small town Alberta as a family, I had to work Thanksgiving, and my whole family, my kids and my husband, went to family dinners in Edmonton, and I was stuck working. So after work I came home and I went on Facebook and started crying because everybody was saying, I hope everybody's with friends and family and happy Thanksgiving, and showing pictures of their dinners, and I was sitting there all alone on the computer. And so I had a little pity party. So, yeah. Living in small towns is quite the wake-up call. When you live in a city, you're not used to things being closed at, like 5 or 6 at night, and closed on Sunday, because a lot of businesses there were. So, well, I showed you some at Walmart, and it's not my fault you didn't get to Costco. So, I'm going to try and turn this one more time without hanging up my phone. Let's see if I can adjust this way. Then I can turn it. There we go. How is that? I know it's not the same, but it's close enough, isn't it? And you could have dragged your dad into the food section and looked for sparkling apple juice. Yeah, Lizzie almost bought, I think, 2 bottles of sparkling apple juice at Safeway, and they were either $6.99 or $7.99 a bottle. And she remembered that at Costco you could get a package of 4 bottles for roughly $21. So, and that was just the price from memory. So, if she were to do it that way, then basically she'd be getting the 4th bottle for free. So, sparkling apple juice has gone up so considerably since the first time that they've had it at Safeway. It started about, I think, $4 a bottle, like $3.99 a bottle, and now it's either $6.99 or $7.99, and bottle size hasn't changed, at least not in the up size. Yeah. Alrighty. So, what else should we talk about? I've got a little less than half an hour before I want to just start doing other stuff, because then, in about 28 minutes-ish, my alarm will be going off, and then it'll be going off every 10 minutes until I decide to do what I'm supposed to do when my alarm goes off. Last night it was about 11 when I did that, Alberta time. What day does Halloween fall on this year? Let's see. The 14th is a Friday, so the 28th is a Friday, so 29, 31. It should be on a Monday, right? My mental math. So if it's on a Monday, well, it depends on what day of the week it's on. I think last year it was on a Sunday, because the father of my grandchildren had to work. So, and it was nice because his brother tried to help with trick-or-treating with the boys. It is Monday. My mental math was right. I hope the younger grandchild has a better idea of what to do for Halloween, instead of just wanting to hang out at Grandma and Papa's. So, yeah, it would be very exciting for him to actually go trick-or-treating. So, yeah, we'll have to get some stuff to give out. We'll have to get some stuff that we don't like eating. Are we dressing up? I won't be answering the door naked, if that's what you're asking. But costume, probably not. When my kids were growing up, I was their big sister for Halloween, so we would pick a different name for me every year, or at least we tried to. And yeah, so I wasn't Mom, I was whatever name got picked. So somebody told me that was a cop-out, that it wasn't a real costume. So, I mean, people who go trick-or-treating don't really care if the people who are handing stuff out are dressed up. They just... That was one year, yes, I was Tabitha one year. Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting to let my kids pick my name. After all, I got to pick their names. So... I don't know, I remember it wasn't always the same. So, I mean, because you guys got exposed to different people and different names at different times in your life. So, did I ever object to any of the names that were suggested? Because there were names that were vetoed for my children by both parents, so. Yes. Someone spoiled you today. I'm guessing that it was not your boyfriend. Yeah, I don't remember how we decided what my name was going to be each year. So, because, yeah, growing up I was the youngest, and... Oh, it was him. Nice. His birthday's coming up and you get spoiled. How does that work? That's funny. Just don't come home rotten, please. You can be spoiled all you want, but just don't be rotten. Let's see. I need a thumb of steel to hold this up. My thumb is getting very uncomfortable. So, alright, thank you for hanging around during my mess up with my phone. Oh, please don't keep cats in bags, because that's not good for them. Ouch. So I took the phone out of the selfie stick. So, and pinched my fingers in the process. Now let's see, it's going to be more shaky. I have to get used to it, and thank you so much. I don't know what I was expecting, but I need to get something, different to hold the phone, because it barely fits in that clip. And I have to figure out the right length to have the stick. So, and I am not ruling out getting a tripod, but I would need to clean up my room to set it up, because I have a lot of stuff on my floor. And my room isn't all that big to begin with. So, yeah, looking around to see what I would do, like if I would put a desk in here and which way the phone would face. Well, I mean, other than giving you life, I don't know if I gave you anything. Whoops. Come on, turn around. Sorry. I'm gonna have to try and edit that out. So you can see the mess in my room now. Yeah, oops. So, yeah, I don't know what you got your boyfriend for his birthday, so you don't say it on here, because this is a public forum. You never know, he might actually watch your mother. Because his mother knows what the name of the channel is, so yeah, I typed it in on my search bar, and I had to type in the whole thing before it showed up, and then it wanted to add I wanted it to be Carrie Underwood, so I'm not Carrie Underwood. You always make the mistake of assuming that I'm listening or can hear you. So sometimes I am not listening. Sometimes I'm looking at you and don't hear what you say, because, I'm old. on for an hour, and I probably said a million times. So I'm thinking that before my alarm tells me to get off, then I will end the stream. So, once again, enjoy the scenery in Nova Scotia. Take lots of pictures. Hope you get to see a lighthouse. Yeah, and we look forward to having you back in Alberta once, once your visit is over there. Lots of love, lots of respect, and let the family there know that I'm thankful that you got there. If you do the what are you thankful for this year stuff. So, you got there, and I hope the right number of pieces. And yeah, lots of love. We'll see you when we see you. And yeah, do you want me to go on the group chat, Lizzie, and tell people that next week is no good for craft night? I will. Oh wow. Oh, I'm so jealous. I would love to go to Prince Edward Island. I've never been. I don't think I've been outside of Alberta going towards the east. So there's so much of Canada I've never seen. So, all right. Safe travels, safe everything. Okay. This time I'm going to go. Goodbye. Stay safe.